So, more than half of the Kickstarter projects fail. What can we learn from the ones that don't fail? Let's look at it at this video. Hello, my name is Adrià Tarrida. I'm a crowdfunding consultant. Welcome to this channel. Today we're going to see 3 different campaigns in 3 different platforms that have done very well and that have a lot to teach us. So let's go and dive into it. The first campaign that we're going to see today is called the Climate App. The Climate App is an app developed by a group of volunteers that helps you track and improve your carbon footprint in the world. Let's look at 3 keys that have made this campaign very successful. So, the campaign ran on Indiegogo and it raised more than £20,000 from 389 backers on October 2020. As you can see, it continued raising after that, and we'll see it later on. Hold on to that thought. But the most important thing here are the 3 keys that I wanted to discuss. Key number 1, the importance of storytelling. I'll let you watch the video at your own pace, and I'll leave some links below. But you'll see that it's a very simple production. They did it themselves with their own media, but it was really well crafted in the sense that the storytelling was brilliant. They were posing a problem, which is the impact that we're having on the world through our carbon footprint, and then they proposed their solution, which is their own app, to help you cut that carbon footprint as an individual. It was a really well crafted. Look at the video later on, but think about how you are proposing what problem you're solving to your potential backers and how you're solving it uniquely, okay? So think about that kind of storytelling. We can do videos in the future if you want, more specifically on storytelling. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to do that. But let's go to key number 2, which is the importance of momentum. The team postponed a couple of times their launch on Indiegogo because they wanted to ensure they had enough support from day one, from their community, to bring them to success. It's super important. I've said it many times. I've said it in many other videos, so go and look at those. But momentum is key for your crowdfunding campaign. And key number 3, the last one, and you might have guessed it, raising funds after you finish your campaign. As you can see, you have here a little logo in demand. Indiegogo offers the possibility that once you close the campaign, you can continue raising funds through their in-demand system. And not only that, even if you've raised in another platform such as Kickstarter, Indiegogo will offer a one-click solution that you just can import that campaign into Indiegogo and continue raising funds there. If it fits your strategy, that could be a good idea, so consider it. In this case, they've raised, after they close in October, another £2,000. That's going to be really good to continue for their development. £2,000 with a team of young developers can go a long way. The second campaign I wanted to discuss with you today is Crumbs Brewing. It's a campaign that's very close to my heart. It was my first campaign as a creator. And Crumbs Brewing makes beer out of unsold artisan bread that would otherwise go to waste. The campaign was run on crowdfunder.co.uk, and let's go and take a look at it. So here we are in crowdfunder.co.uk. The campaign was very clear: help us brew more types of beer. And here I am. You can see me here with a massive brewer's bird. And we successfully raised £15,720 from nearly 200 supporters in just 28 days back in October 2017. So the keys to this campaign, in my opinion, are: number 1, we were very clear of what we wanted the money for, and everything was tied up to that objective. So we wanted to raise money to brew more types of beer, and the objective was £15,000 because it would cost us to run the 2 different types of beer we wanted to brew. So it was a hairy, scary objective, and now in retrospective, probably I would go for a lower objective than that. But it allowed us to get there and on the very last day and raise that money to bring the project to life. And the rewards were completely linked to that objective as well. So people that would back us at that point would be the first ones to try these new types of beer. So everything made a lot of sense, a simple message that was very easy to communicate through social media, through email, and all of the channels that we used. The key number 2 is to make your backers feel very, very important. So we did so by launching with a party, back in the day when parties were still allowed, and for every person that backed on the day, they would receive a free beer there and then. So that was quite an incentive, and that allowed us to get to the 30% of our objective very early on in the campaign. And also other ways that we made our backers for the campaign feel very, very important was, for example, to put every single name into a wall of fame, if you want, that it's still live on the Crumbs website. And also, for example, as amongst many other things, for the highest backers, we made sure that they would be invited to a party, a launch party of the new beer. So they could be the first ones to try it, and there was free flowing beer, free food, and they felt really, really special. The key number 3 is that we built a business on the back of this one campaign. In retrospective, I think it was a bit early when we launched. We had launched the brand itself 3 months before with one variant of the beers, and we didn't have many followers on social media, many people subscribed to our newsletters. So we had to do a lot of the tasks that I would recommend my clients to do during the pre-campaign, during the campaign itself. That was very risky and very, very, very stressful. I wouldn't recommend that. But the reality is that on the back of that campaign, people that had backed us felt really part of our story. They supported us on new launches. They supported us on new products and new services that we launched after that. And they also became our regular customers, right? So don't underestimate the power of, on the back of one campaign, building a whole business out of it. The last campaign I wanted to discuss today is Tropicfil. Tropicfil is a brand of travel gear based in Barcelona, and they launched their product through a crowdfunding campaign. Super, super successful. Let's look at it on the internet. So we're now on Kickstarter, and as you can see, it's the most backed shoe brand in Kickstarter. They raised more than 2 million euros from more than 26,000 backers, an amazing feat. And they did so with several keys. Let's look at them slowly, because the first one is that investing in paid advertisement can work, but be very careful. Big word of caution on using that kind of strategy for a crowdfunding campaign, and I'll tell you why. So basically, a tip for you if you want to see if a campaign is supported by a marketing agency, just scroll down, and usually those agencies ask the creators of a campaign to put their stamp on it. Basically, in this case, I've scrolled down for you here, but this campaign was supported by Tross. And the reality is that no campaign gets to 1 million plus if it's not supported by a big marketing effort behind it. Paid marketing, I should specify. So the reality is that Tross takes a big chunk of what you raise, a percentage of the success fee, and also requires certain parameters to be right for them to support you. So you need to fit first with their parameters. But then the problem is that you will get to 1 million if that's the case. And you need to think very carefully if that's what you want. Because that means that you'll have to scale very rapidly. You'll have to deliver all those shoes, 26,000 pairs at least. And it's not easy. It's not easy. So think very carefully if that's what you want. I've spoken to the creator of Tropicfil, and that was the strategy. They wanted to scale very rapidly. They wanted to grow the brand and get it out there. So it was right for them. But think very carefully if it's right for you. The second key is the power of multiple crowdfunding campaigns. After running this super successful campaign, they've run a few more versions of the shoes, and also they have expanded their range into other travel gear items. So And they were able to do so sometimes with paid advertisement when they wanted to do the million plus campaign, some other times just on the back of their community that they already have. And an example, we'll see it here again. It's avocado rice in here, one product, one story. It's a much more modest campaign, by all means very, very successful, more than 76,000 euros from nearly 800 backers. But it's not the 26,000 backers we were seeing on the previous campaign, right? But they were able to do so because they had a huge database of people that have backed them before, that they have delivered shoes to, so they can tap into them, sending them an email telling them, look, we have a new product coming up. Do you want to support this cause in this case? Be the first to know. So super important. Once you've launched one crowdfunding campaign, you can launch successive crowdfunding campaigns on the back of the same community that has backed you up on the first one. The last key, number 3 of this campaign, is the power on focusing on your mission. So basically, Tropic Field has sustainability at its core. And I think every brand should have that this day and age to be successful, right? But they're not afraid to talk about it. And they're not afraid to put their feet out, pun intended, for the cause that they're supporting. In this case, again, going back to avocado rice, they wanted to raise awareness on this problem that certain types of avocados are cultivated in certain areas, and they are problematic, right? And they're showing what's happening here with the avocado and fires on the jungle, etc., etc. So they were very open about their objective, and they were not afraid of talking about it. So I would encourage you to think about what's your mission of your company, what are your values, and talk about them. And please, 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 please be very honest about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Don't be that person, these honest campaigns that you see quite frequently on crowdfunding, that it's just pure greenwashing, right? They are saying something, but in reality, there's no substance behind it. Be very careful and be ready to back your claims. But I think it's just such a powerful message that if you can, you should go and be very open about it. So, what do you think about these campaigns? Do let me know down in the comments. I will be making more videos, but until then, please share, like, subscribe. See you soon.